guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. In today's video, I'm going to go over with you the unemployment that came in for my husband. And some of you have asked me, which I so appreciate you guys following up and still thinking about us. You asked me if his back pay for unemployment ever came through that he filed for originally in April of this year. So he had 9 entire weeks that he did not get paid for, and the state asked him to file an appeal for those weeks. So even though they kicked in his unemployment after that had happened and payments have been consistent and regular since, they never paid him for the full 9 weeks in the beginning. So we thought it was really unusual that we had to file an appeal, but we did so, and it has been so long. This is mid-September now. The appeal still has not gone through. They just kept telling him it was on delay. He had to file a formal appeal in July, so that was when it was filed officially. And since then, we have contacted our state representative. We have called the unemployment office so many times. I swear, I'm sure they hate us. And it's just the same story all the time, that they're delayed, they're delayed, they're delayed. So while it's super frustrating, because as somebody like him who paid into unemployment for 25 years and never drew from it until then, it's just frustrating when things don't happen as fast or as timely as maybe they should. And I know that there's so many other people in the same position, maybe even in a worse position. So I hate to keep talking about it or complaining about it, because, we are able to get by without that back pay. But do we need it? Would it help us? Yeah, absolutely. So I'm really hoping that at some point he does get a resolution to the matter and that will actually come through. So that's the update. The update is there is no update, which is, like I said, it's mid-September, so it's a bit frustrating at this point. But the good news is, at least in our state, when you call the unemployment office, you can get through immediately. You can talk to somebody immediately, whereas before, during the height of what was going on, it was next to impossible to talk to a real person. So that has helped. So I'm just going to write down the total for this week, $450, and I do have that here, so I will count that up with you guys. And then tomorrow I should get paid for Grubhub, so I'm super excited about that. I hope that every week I do a little bit better, because I did have such a long stretch where I wasn't working the Grubhub side hustle at all. So let's get the money ready to count. All right, so I should have 450. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60, 80, 3, 20, 40, 60, 80, 4, 20, 40, 45, 450. All right, so there is that. So that's what I'm going to be working with for my cash envelopes today. And something else I wanted to share with you guys. How cool is this? Now, some of you, I don't know, may not get as much of a kick out of it as I do, but I got this for change when I was obviously using my cash envelopes. And this was part of my change. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to spend this, because it's such a unicorn. It's so rare these days. And like I said, maybe that's just where I live or my experience, but I never see a $2 bill anymore. I've seen one in my life, but I just thought it was so cool. And it has Jefferson on the front, and on the back you have Founding Fathers and the Declaration of Independence signing. So it's just really, really neat. So I scooped that up out of my change instantly, and I thought, you know what, I am going to keep this and hold on to it. I don't know, maybe I'll even pop it in a frame or something just to keep it, as in good of condition as possible. So we'll see. I don't know, I just thought that was cool. All right. So this is not a payday week for me, so I don't have anything to add there. That will be next week. There's only 2 paydays for me in September, that's typical. I mean, the only time I get a third payday is like twice a year. I have to get my envelopes. Twice a year when there's like a third Friday or something like that. I get paid every other week. So 2 times a year, I do get kind of, I guess, what feels like a bonus. It's not, but it feels like it. So these are my envelopes. I did get a question about these too. I just made these out of craft cardstock. Really super simple and easy. And in fact, I do have a video on how to make these if you guys are interested. I think these are cool. Like if you cut them down and took some of the length off, this would be like the cutest little gift card holder, and you could decorate this on the outside with like stickers or doodles or something like that. But yeah, this is just handmade and they are super durable. They're not always like the best to like get in and out of, you know, they're a little bit like they want to resist a little bit, but overall, I've gotten a lot of use out of these. If you guys can remember when I first made them and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to really stick with these, I actually went back to them because they're pretty handy. So these are my envelopes: groceries, dog food, gas, and miscellaneous. That really never changes. I have scaled down my sinking funds and my cash envelopes, which hold my variable expenses, down to 4 accounts or 4 sections each. So it just makes life easier for me. And I'll explain to you a little bit about what that means here. So for instance, my sinking funds, which I just did an updated video on these. So if you're interested in where I'm at in my progress, you can check that out. But I'm down to Christmas, dogs, savings, and emergency. So my emergency fund is something that I'm trying to build based on 6 months worth of my old salary. Dogs, of course, it's just dogs. And I actually disperse a lot of the money out of the dog accounts amongst the others, and I really am glad that I did that. So I took this one down to 100, but I still have the money. It's just in these different accounts. Christmas, I have my goal for Christmas, and then anything that doesn't fall into these 3 categories falls under savings. So that's pretty much for anything that we end up doing. Now, we just did some home improvements, and I use a 0% interest Home Depot credit card for those materials. My husband did all the labor. He's still doing it. He's actually doing the downstairs. Now, I take that back. The labor was free for the carpet that we needed. We needed to carpet our stairs, our hallway, and our linen closet. So not a big area, but he doesn't know how to lay carpet. So actually Home Depot had a sale, and I think it's still going on. It's probably at all the stores across the nation, where it is free installation until I think November. So basically we are just paying for materials. I could take that out of savings because that would be something that in my mind would qualify as a great thing to spend out of my savings account. However, I'm really trying not to touch these until I reach my goals with them. So that's why I use a 0% interest credit card. Now, would I have done it with an interest credit card? No. I try to make the credit card companies work for me now rather than the other way around, which was, you know, my history throughout my life until I did become credit card debt free. So that puts me at not being credit card debt free, but also I'm super comfortable with it. We also just got a mattress, and I got a 48-month 0% interest payment through Synchrony Bank for the mattress, and I'm super happy with that. Now, am I going to take all 4 years? That's not the plan. I mean, I can, which is really nice. It feels nice and safe that way, but it's not my plan to take 4 years to pay that off. So cash envelopes, I'm down to groceries, dogs, gas, and miscellaneous. So my gas, I fund just a little bit more just because I've been driving my car more just to do Grubhub deliveries. Dogs is just dog food. Groceries, of course, is self-explanatory. And anything that I need to purchase other than these, what falls into these 3 categories, it comes out of like miscellaneous. So for groceries, I am going to stick with my typical recently, which is $120. And I'm going to take that out of here. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. And I'm going to stuff that into my grocery envelope right here. And that is done, and I'm ready to go to the store. All right, next is dogs, and our dog food runs right around $25 with tax, or not with tax, but it just runs right around $25. So 20, 25. Here we go. And stuff that in there, and that's good to go. And then gas, I'm going to put $60. And sometimes I need a little bit more, sometimes I use a little bit less. I know that you guys probably are wondering, what do you do if you have money left over? Honestly, I spend it. It just goes in my pocket. I figure it's already allocated for, and I can use it to do whatever, you know, order a pizza one night or just buy something random. Since it's already accounted for, I don't really stress too much about that. Now, if I was trying to pay down debt aggressively with interest like I was doing before, I probably would have taken 85 cents and put it on my credit card. But yeah, it feels good sometimes once in a while to have a little bit of pocket money. So I kind of enjoy that, and that's how I get basically the majority of my pocket. All right, so recently I picked up a prescription. It was $25, and I am on something called Arnuity Ellipta, which is an asthma inhaler. And apparently my insurance doesn't want to pay for that any longer through a local retailer. So what I have to do is go through a prescription service via the mail and order it 3 months at a time. So the total for it is going to be $20 per inhaler. So I have to order 3, so that's going to be $60, which is a little bit frustrating because honestly, when you have asthma, and if you're somebody that knows that, sometimes you need to switch up your medication and you don't necessarily want to buy it 3 months in advance. So I think that's the downside to it, but I don't know. That's just been my experience, and I don't know what I would do with it. I guess I would have to find somebody who takes the same thing if I had to get rid of it. So let's see. I've got that. I've had my prescription that I need to pick up. Target, I am doing $100 because I need things like Swiffer fluid for our laminated vinyl flooring. I need batteries. I need just cleaners in general, and I need to buy Zyzol, which I'm going to switch to that for my allergies. So that's kind of pricey. I'm going to get the generic if they have it, but anyway, that's over the counter. So I'm going to spend $100 at Target. So that's $185. So let's put aside $185. So I'm just going to put that here. Now, hopefully I won't need to spend it all, but you know, just in case. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85. All right. So that's my miscellaneous money for the week. That's ready to go. And I have 20, 40, 60 left over. And I've decided with this $60, I am going to add it straight to my savings. So recently, with anything extra, or when I've been trying to add to my emergency, my sinking funds in general, I usually gravitate right toward the emergency fund because that's the one I'm trying to build up the quickest, just because I want that buffer there just in case something else goes wrong with our job situation. But I think that I need to pay, you know, attention to the other ones as well, and $60 is, I think, a good amount to add to my savings. So I'm going to add that there. And that brings me down to a zero-based budget, which is how I like it. It just feels very organized to me and very prepared. And I'm just happy with that. So with tomorrow's Grubhub money, I will be doing a separate video to show you how I'm spending or how I am allocating that side income money, so you guys know what's going on with that. And that's all for now. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love if you stuck around and did so. I hope you guys are all doing fantastic. And of course, I hope to see you in my next video. Take care.